There it is. Welcome, everybody. Those who are here, thanks for being here. Those of you who are watching later on, happy February. Good to see you. We are in week 4 of 5010 Classroom Integration of Educational Technology. Hopefully you are well into your course and all the different things we've got you doing, the seminar element presentations and the portfolios and the projects and all that stuff. We're just, keep you straight and answer questions for you. We appreciate you being here. So I'm going to start my slides here, share my entire screen. Do I have any video today? I don't think I have any video today. So I'll just share my desktop and I will start the show. No slides coming through?
Beautifully.
All
Here
right.
they come. Yep.
All right. Whoops. There was an admit there. Did you?
Yep. I think I've got them all.
Okay.
Peek here. Yep. I'm watching them, Clint.
Sweet. I just want to make sure that people can get in. So
Absolutely.
any celebrations, good news? We like good news. We won't talk about all the bad stuff that's going on, but if there's good news, we're happy
I'm
to hear it.
celebrating the ice is melting off the roads in Cedar.
Oh, for
hallelujah.
And I'm celebrating that after this, I'm driving to St. George for meetings for the next couple of days. So it's supposed to be 60 degrees and sunny on Saturday. So I'll look forward to being inside in a room working with teachers. But there won't be any snow, so that's all good. Sadly, Punxsutawney Phil did see his shadow today. It seems like he always sees his shadow. I'm waiting for the time when we get a break from winter. It's not going to be this year, so 6 extra weeks. But if you like snow, hey, it's good news for you. I'm going to try to avoid it as best I can. And then also happy birthday month to our February birthday people. I'm included in that. So happy birthday month for me. And because of that, I won't be here in 2 weeks and Tony's going to take command and my buddy Chris is going to run the show for us. So any other questions or concerns or looming fears before we jump into the review of what's coming up this week?
I promise to be gentle with him on your birthday, Clint. I promise.
That's good. That's good. Anything in the chat? Feel free.
Not a thing. Yep. Please
Share. You
I'm
guys
watching
just
the
want to
chat.
get done. Okay. Fair enough. So moving on. It's a busy slide. I apologize, but let's just kind of go through it. We'll talk about the reading. It's chapter 3. That's on the next slide. And the supplemental reading is integrating educational technology into teaching. The discussion this week, I think, is a valid and a good one. What are your thoughts on the drill and practice software and tools that I think sometimes a lot of teachers think that if they're using that, then I'm integrating technology and everything's great and, problem solved, we're done. But is it being overused? Is it, give us your thoughts about, and I'll talk a bit more about what we're talking about here in a bit. And just a reminder, get your initial post in by Sunday. And then after that, respond to at least 2 additional prompts. And then this week is kind of a reflective one, but it's a good exercise, I think, you're going to craft your educational philosophy. If you've got it off the top of your head and you know why you're a teacher and you're passionate about that reason, you have your reasons, awesome. Jump right in and let us know that. If you wanted to be a little bit more analytical and maybe have some direction with what to talk about in that, there is a philosophy survey there that is about 1.5 pages of yes or no questions, and then you score it up, and then it'll put you into about one of 5 different categories, the constructivist, the behaviorist, and things like that. So kind of a fun exercise, but we do want you to do a video just, with your webcam and share that teaching philosophy. The reading this week is on establishing classroom rules and procedures. I did read some comments on from a teacher or two that with the classroom posters that actually put some of that stuff up on a wall, and it really helped out with keeping kids going and knowing what to do and what you want them to do once they're done, and things like that, and just kind of helps things out. So quote from the reading is, technology offers engaging techniques for presenting rules and procedures, as well as ways in which students can demonstrate their understanding of them. So is there any examples you'd like to share? Did anything come of your classroom management posters, good or bad? Feel free to open up your mic or share something in the chat. Love to hear what you guys think about this topic.
While they're conceptualizing and pulling those ideas together, Clint, I just was, as an instructor, I'm very impressed. The comments that my learners put into the notes section, as well as those posters that they provided coming up, I thought were very, very well addressed. So thank you very, very much for those.
Great. Anyone else want to share?
I'll go ahead and share. Oh, no, go ahead.
No, it doesn't matter.
Whoever the voice was first, then Becca. I couldn't tell who it was.
I guess that's me then. I was just going to say having the math choice board posted in my classroom has helped so much. It just makes it very, very clear, and the students don't have to wonder what's next or what do I do when I'm finished. They can just, they'll get out of their seat and they'll come refresh their memory of what's available on there and the technology options there. It's just been really helpful.
Good. That's great. Becca?
One thing I always wanted to do, and I never was brave enough to like jump in and do it, was actually have the kids go through and record like the expectations for the rules and procedures of the classroom and doing it correct and then incorrectly. And so that way they would have ownership over the expectations. They could decide what that looked like in our classroom. They could do all of those things, but then it allows us to go back and revisit that after Christmas. And it's them that's doing the teaching and not me, because they created all of those videos. But
right.
I never was quite brave enough to jump in and do that. So that's one thing that I would like to do if I go back to the classroom.
Might be a fun thing to do with Flip. Don't give kids, 7, 8, 10 minutes to run wild, but a minute and a half or 2 or 3. And I was going to try to find a video that some teachers from a past class made on this. They went and they role played their class rules, and the teachers did it like the bad way as an example, and then a good way. And they showed the students doing it the right way, the teachers doing it the incorrect way, and then the kids just loved it. They got really engaged and had a good time with that. So good things to think about there. And that's the reading this week, some things to ponder and reflect upon. And then just some reviews. The window is in the way here. The portfolio, that's right. And so this is there. If you have a classroom website, a little bit different than that. But if you have a classroom site, you can, make some pages and just reuse that instead of having to try to keep up two sites, things like that. It's just a place where you're going to put the artifacts and the things that you're going to be building this week, and then your poster from last week and the projects to come. When you do that, establish your portfolio, make sure that you go in and fill out that peer review form. And I'm going to go to that because, we had broken links before. And even the link on the great overview document that Carol made, it was going to a deleted document. So this is available from, what week is this in? I think it's in week, I have to go look and I can do that. But just come in here, give your name, link to your portfolio. Brandon showed this last week, who your instructor is, any notes that you want about it. And then when we get to the peer review in week 8, that's you'll put the links to those reviews there. And there's in the assignment, it's extra credit when you do those, but there's a link to the peer review document that's there. You just fill that out, make a copy of it. The rubric's up here at the top. You just click that, makes a copy of it. I think maybe that's a weird looking URL. Is it going to do something?
And you've seen some, haven't you?
I see a lot of URLs. OneDrive. I don't know if that, so I'll check that, make sure. Oh, here it comes. I just love Microsoft. There you go. So, and we're getting the dark background. So these are the different areas, selection of artifacts, use of multimedia, reflections. You can highlight this and change the color and make, wherever they score, or you can put a score in this little column right there. And then just link this, take that link of your copy and drop it back into this column so that folks can have some feedback and get some ideas on how to improve their portfolio.
And they may get, and the reviewers, the peers may get some ideas for future
Absolutely.
implementation.
Yeah. So any questions on, and then if you're not quite sure how to publish your Google site to make sure that everybody can see it, there's a link here that's a Loom video that I made. It was a couple years ago, but I checked the steps to make sure it all worked. But there's an editing link, and then there's a public link, and different ways to share those. And so I go through the steps on how to make sure that your portfolio is visible to anybody else, not just within your district or wherever you share it with. So questions on your portfolio?
Nothing in the chat, Clint.
Okay. I got to move this somewhere where it's going to be out of the way. There we go. All right. Let's see. And just a little bit more on the portfolio. What needs to be in there? Your educational philosophy video from this week. And we'd like you to try to embed those instead of just linking to them. And if you need help on embedding things, again, reach out to your instructor. We're happy to help. And those artifacts are going to be your classroom management poster from last week, your learning assessment that we're going to do next week. And then the coming weeks, you're going to build a hyperdoc, and then you're going to give a flipped instructional video a try. And we just want you to include all those in your portfolio. And then take one of those and kind of do a little reflection, a couple of paragraphs. What went well, what you could do better. If you had to, do it over again, what would you change? And then there is a learning transformation presentation. Sounds very fancy, but basically how your ideas and approach to education and teaching with technology has changed or hasn't changed due to what you've been learning in these courses. And the instructions are now available, or they're available to you in the module in between weeks 1 and week 2. It's your online portfolio. It's due the very last week of our class. So, and all the instructions and everything are there. And an example of a good digital portfolio is there. I'll click on it quickly and take a look at Drake's portfolio. So he's got his video there, his educational philosophy. It's viewable. We want to avoid stuff like this. So if you have Google Drive stuff, one trick to make sure that everything is viewable, again, people, if it'll look right to you, and this is my one gripe with Google Sites, they're easy to build and maintain, but you're seeing it as the creator and you own all the documents. And so you have no idea if anybody else can see what you're seeing. So a good way to see that is to take your address, copy it, just boom, 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 copy that, and then come over here into Chrome if you're using Chrome and choose new incognito window. Not everybody, I know like in Millard County, I tried to do this and it wouldn't let me build an incognito window. Whoops, undo. But if I do that, what an incognito window is it lets me see it, but it doesn't know any of my, it disregards any logins or, authentications that I've made. And so I'm seeing it as somebody else from another district would see that. So good way to check and make sure. Page for his artifacts, his portfolio, the reflection on that, shared drives, his hyperdoc assignment, and so on. So there's some other examples built into the page there that you can find again between those first 2 modules of the course that you can see for examples. Okay, and then one more, just again, we're trying to keep you on track and keep everyone going in the right direction. Make sure you're thinking about and working on your technology integration project. It doesn't have to be huge, but it needs to be something more than just like one change. So I haven't responded to this learner yet, but he said, can I just try to integrate discussions in Canvas? And that's a good start, but maybe try different approaches. I'm going to share some ideas that I got from a conference on different ways to have more engaging Canvas conversations, like one as a, and I've got it right here. Let me see that one.
Please share that. That was a blast.
Yeah, I'll bring this over. Are you seeing this?
Yes, very well.
Okay. So let's see. Oh, these are escape rooms. Just kidding. These are digital escape rooms. I'd have to find the other. Anyway, it's like one is you do it as a TikTok video. So, or just, a conversation you're having, or I'll share, I'll put the links to that in this week's overview. I should have done that earlier, but just some examples of, ways that you can take your project, and if it's like this, look at the SAMR model, think about that. How can, if I just a basic substitution, in-class discussion versus Canvas discussion, how could we kind of make that so that we're reaching a different or deeper levels of integration, where we're using the technology to do something that is, significantly redesigned, or allows your students to do something that wasn't available without that technology. So again, 4 weeks to implement and do the review and reflection on that. So don't start your project with your students anytime less than week 7, which is near the end of the month. Questions on any of those, your portfolio or the tech integration project?
Nothing in the chat, Clint.
Okay. If we're going on and on and on, we we realize we talk about this every week. But we just want to make sure everything's clear for that. So again, another kind of 100,000-foot view of the course. These weeks that we're in right now, you're building different artifacts or projects that will end up in your portfolio. We're just hoping you can build that digital toolbox you have to learn some new skills with those, but create your artifact, show it or use it with students or with a colleague, and then your reflections on those.
And Clint, can I pause you just a second
absolutely.
here and just give a brief example of one of mine? I've just been so impressed with my learners. They're showing in use with students or a colleague. May I please just, and I'm not going to say who it is, but may I just, it's just a couple of sentences long. May I just read some of that feedback? That one learner said, I received feedback from 2 colleagues. One of my colleagues felt like the language was too wordy with students. I think the wording is appropriate for high school students. However, the guideline that students will use in critical thinking when they encounter information online and validate the sources they find does require that as a teacher. So I've taught my students how to determine it if a source is credible. I love that connection. From my perspective, that's powerful to be able to, again, a brief reflection, but a great evidence of, hey, I'm not operating in a silo. I'm working with others to make learning happen, my own and to receive from them as well, too. Thanks, Clint.
Absolutely. And while Tony was doing that, I found that those examples. So of innovative discussion board ideas, here's the TikTok one. I'm not up on TikTok, but a great topic you would like to tell us about, choose from topics. They share some examples of expectations of a good TikTok style video, and just for those initial posts. The Uber one's kind of fun. It takes the idea of you're jumping into an Uber for a ride, and you just want to kind of tell the driver or whatever, take 2 minutes and tell about what's going well, if it's doing well or not. And so this is nice. And I didn't share my audio, but anyway, this guy kind of took it to the extent. Hey, thanks for picking me up. Yeah, what's going on? So just some fun ideas. And I'll put the link to that in our weekly board before I'm done today. So, okay. So many tangents. Anything that's worrying you or questions? I know we're giving you lots of opportunities.
Yay, Suzanne, one thing in the comments. Those are awesome. Thanks for sharing. I agree wholeheartedly. Those are fun.
Let's see. Let me make sure this is public. And I'll just drop it into the chat right now. Let's see, I just want to make sure that the visibility format, more options. Let's see. I'll do it later. I want to keep us. All right, no questions, concerns. So just, our element of the week. See, now I knew there was a video there. So let me share my screen again, stop sharing, and share with audio this time. Used a little bit of creativity. I appreciated that. And it was a good element to do, dramatic elements. And so she used a little bit of drama to share her element. This is Nicole Nippert. So we'll watch this less than 2 minutes.
To be or not to be? That is the question. And that is the question about using dramatic enactments in your class. So for this strategy, students act out different scenes or events or processes or even vocabulary or just concepts in general, using movement to create gestures or doing a dance or doing a scene where they might film themselves and then you later watch it in class. And then you have an explicit conversation with the students about the detailed concepts that you're trying to use. So dramatic enactments are a great way for students to really find their voice and to role play different perspectives and to look at things in a different way that allow them to kind of have a little fun and play around a bit more, right? Because as we get older, that's something we lose. We lose that sense of play. So, I mean, this works well, though, I think, with all grade levels and even into adult ed. It allows students to really connect with the material, and it also can build real world connections. So I think that this is a great strategy, and I think it's something that would be very useful in integrating technology.
All righty. I appreciated that. Some dramatic elements there. Let me go back to full screen.
To be
Again, another thing that bugs me about Google Slides is that it never wants to quit showing that video.
It was a good video.
Yeah, she did a great job with that. All right, I think I have got this innovative discussion post course visible. Drop the link in the chat. Let me know if you can't open that. I think
it opens right up.
All right. So steal those ideas. I got them from a conference, Wyoming Innovations Conference. Thankfully, it was online, so I didn't have to drive up there. Anyway, element presentation reminders. Here's a link to sign up if you haven't, or if you've missed your week. Week 5 and above, there's plenty of open slots. Review and record presentations on Flip. Dang it. I didn't click anything, I swear. What's going on? What is my computer doing? Okay. You guys still there?
Yes, absolutely still
All right.
here.
Well, they're there. The names were there to remind you who was going on next week. I apologize.
And Clint, please forgive me. We do have one thing in the chat.
Great.
Suzanne's mentioning that hers is saying access denied. When I clicked on that link, it opened everything, and Liz said the same thing. Yeah, for the UEN instructure.com course.
Maybe I made you guys. I might have made you a designer in that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but thank you everyone
thank you for letting me
jumping
know.
in.
I will talk to my Canvas guru next door, and we'll make sure that we can share that. But the link should still stay the same. So you should be good with that. All right. Technical difficulties. And I know you guys love it when guys who do this for a living mess up and have issues. So it happens to us all. Just got to be prepared for to adjust.
Just remember, everyone, Clint did not make us come to Cedar for this presentation today. So be patient with anything.
Absolutely. So the link is to our Flip topic is there. No more than 2 minutes. It'll cut you off at that point. And then once you've presented, please include the link or just make a note of it. Say, hey, I presented week 3 on this topic. And the assignment is in week 6, and that module is now available and open to you. So if you presented, you can jump in there and just complete that assignment for us. On deck for next week, we've got Jen Davis doing 15A, Michelle Mills 15B, and Leslie Pritchard doing 16A. And not as much coordination as we've needed in the past, but Brandon Harrison, is leading the seminar next week. So if you have questions or anything, you can reach out to him. I got some hiccups. Almost there. So reminders, USEC conference. That is coming up less than 6 weeks away. It's at the Utah Valley Convention Center in Provo, downtown. It's not at UVU. The registration is open. We've passed the early bird discount time, but it's still okay. If you want to attend virtually, there's options for that. We'd love to have you come in person as well. And there's going to be some great speakers and really, really amazing sessions. And our schedule is live. So if you want to take a look at and see what sessions are being offered and the strands and things like that, I should be able to give it a look. So that's that. And we also have the Rural Schools Conference. We're starting to gear up planning for that. This is one that rotates around. It was in Cedar City at SU last year, but this year it's going to be at USU Eastern in Price, July 12th through 14th. The call for presenters is open. We opened that up this week. The registration link is coming soon. The keynote and conference information page has information on who will be our speakers for that one. And so what are you waiting for? You're waiting for the registration link, but I'm okay with giving extra credit if you submit a proposal to present. I would give you an excuse on one of the assignments for this class. Tony, are you,
absolutely.
you entertain that? So
Yep.
check with your other teachers. Brandon and Carol couldn't be here today, but I think they'd be okay with that. But we'd love to have you guys come and share what you know and good things that are happening in your classroom.
What you are learning from the last class and from this class. Any of these are wonderful, would be wonderful presentations to share and to contribute. And
it's a great conference, and it's half day Wednesday, full day Thursday, half a day Friday. So you just get your weekends, and it's all good. And Price is a lot of fun. The city council is stepped up. They did when we had it there a couple years ago, and all kinds of extracurricular activities and tours and fun stuff to see up in that part of the state. So good one to attend. So if there are no other questions or concerns or
no, just the only thing in the
thoughts?
chat. Yeah, the only thing in the chat was just getting those links updated.
Yeah,
You'll
I'll
do
fix
after.
that, and I will. I'll put it in the Zoom. I'll put it right with the slides in the Zoom page for this week. So, anything else? If you're coming to Ed Camp, we'll see you on Saturday. Looking forward to it. Yes, there's a question.
I had a question on the pages for our portfolio. I saw to add one for educational philosophy, and then the other one was integration. Is that right?
Yeah. So that's your. You can do your artifacts, like for the 4 different projects. You can have those on a separate page or have them all on one page.
Okay.
That's fine. And then a 1 page for your learning transformation.
Okay, thank you.
And I think that was all of them.
I think so. Thanks for being brave and asking. We love questions.
Appreciate that. Anything else?
I'm not seeing anything in the chat, Clint.
Okay. Becca, you good? I like to pick on Becca. She's fun.
Yes, I'm good. I
Okay.
just realized how far behind I am, though. I need to quit scheduling appointments on Thursday.
Yeah. And I need to stop planning meetings and stuff for the whole state. I
You can
apologize
do
if I haven't
this.
got your stuff graded. I will get to it. I've got some time that has opened up next week.